Mukama atusobozesa okubanga tulutuukamu si lw'amaanyi gaffe naye lw'amaanyi ga Katonda, kubanga singa si Katonda kusalawo eby'obulamu bwaffe tetwandituuse ku lunaku olwaleero olwokubiri ennaku z'omwezi 23 omwezi ogw'omukaaga 2026. Mugyebaleko gye mutuusizaako engalo olunaku olwaleero. Bw'oba tofunyeeyo olwaleero guma omwoyo. N'enkya lunaku Mukama y'omu eyagabiridde oli naawe asobola okugabirira. Agokya kwemu nange Vicky Blessing ogakutuusaako. Naye nga sinaba gakutuusaako kansooke nkuwe emitwe emikulu n'oluvannyuma nkomewo nga kuwe mu bujjuvu tovaako. Poliisi etaasizza abaana 18 ku bateeberezebwa okuba abakukusa abantu. Abaserikale ab'ekitongole ekiramuzi basabye okwetanira ssayansi ow'okunoonyereza ku misango. Ensala y'okuyimirirwa ya Erias Lukwago eyongezeddwayo. President Museveni yeeyamye ebidyeri ebirala okutumbula entambula ku nnyanja Victoria ne Kalangala. Nga tuvuddeyo mu mitwe emikulu y'essaawa nkuwe amawulire mu bujjuvu gaabwo nga waneeno tutandise ne poliisi etaasizza abaana 18 ku bateeberezebwa okuba nga bakukusa abantu e Wakiso. Ono Lucia ayogeddeko wamu naffe ng'ono mwogezi wa UPF n'agamba nti waliwo effamire eyakubibwa essimu nga omuntu eyawamba omwana abasaba akakadde kamu mu kitundu alyoka ate omwana waabwe nga kwagattako okubatiisatiisa nti bwe baba tebamuwadde akakadde kamu n'ekitundu agenda kutta omwana waabwe. Katubirabe mu bujjuvu.
The two suspects arrested over alleged child trafficking are Mulindwa George, 33, a resident of Namusera Village, Wakiso Town Council in Wakiso District, and Babirie Madina, 24, a resident of Kakunyu Village, Wakiso Town Council in Wakiso District. It is alleged that the two suspects obtained the victims from Luwero and Masindi districts.
Of course, we strongly condemn and warn individuals against engagement in any form of child trafficking, and let's also talk about probable exploitation, but without necessarily preempting the investigation. We need to know why were children in such numbers in such a place in a very unexplained manner.
Parents and guardians have been cautioned against individuals disguising themselves as benefactors offering educational support. The suspects have been charged with trafficking in persons.
Any parent or guardian whose child could have been delivered or offered, if you are a parent in Luwero or Masindi and you let out your child to be taken for whatever reasons, you know that your child is currently in the custody of law enforcement bodies.
In Chenjojo district, police have arrested two suspects over the kidnapping and subsequent murder of a 7-year-old child, Oscar Turinayo. It is alleged that the suspects demanded a ransom of shillings 1.5 million.
On 15th June, the family received a phone call from an unknown person demanding a ransom of 1,500,000 in exchange for the child's release, threatening to kill him.
Police tracked down and arrested Isaiah Manyindo, 26, and Arias Chumiche, 17, who during the interrogation allegedly confessed to kidnapping and killing the 7-year-old boy.
During the interrogation, the suspects confessed to the killing and guided the police to the crime scene, where the lifeless victim lay, covered in tree leaves. The body was conveyed to Chenjojo Hospital for postmortem.
Earlier this month, businesswoman Lydia Babiria Sengendo, 52, was abducted from her home in Tinda, Kampala. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of 19 million Ugandan shillings from her family, and despite receiving 9 million, they allegedly killed her. Komagum Rogers and Abdul Nasir Luwam.
Abazadde mwenna mukuume abaana bammwe bulungi nnyo ddala olwago amawulire agavuddeko. Mukuume abaana bammwe mwegendereze gye batambulira wa gye bagenda, ate n'okubatuma ekiro nakyo si kirungi nnyo ddala okwewala obutemu oba okuwambibwa abaana baffe. Eyo nga tuvuddeyo, Minisita Engola avumiridde okukendera kw'ensimbi ez'ababudaabuda. Nga waneeno omwogezi wa Uganda w'omukise Jason Hebs agambye nti yadde pressure ne challenges ziriwo nnyo ddala, Uganda ekyafunyira ddala ensimbi eza ababudamu. Katugende tulabeko ebisingakaawo.
Currently, Uganda is hosting over 2 million refugees, largely from South Sudan and the DRC.
South Sudan, we have 1,052,701, 52% of the refugees in the camps. DRC Congo, we have 665,604, representing 33%. Sudan, we have 94,856.
Sam Engola is a new minister in charge of disaster preparedness and refugees, replacing Engineer Hiraronek. During a meeting with the UNHCR Deputy Representative to Uganda, Jason Hebs, Engola expressed concern that Uganda could face a humanitarian crisis due to the decreasing funding of about $608 million US, approximately 2.2 trillion Uganda shillings for refugees.
Funding has reached a historical low. As of May 2026, the refugees response faces a struggling funding gap of $608.5 million, 71.6% of minimum requirement.
However, UNHCR Deputy Representative to Uganda, Jason Hebs, said despite this challenge, Uganda still receives the biggest share of the global refugee response funds because of the open door policy to refugees.
On the other hand, because of Uganda's refugee policy, not only because you host 2 million refugees, but because you have the approach that you have, Uganda is the largest recipient of development funding in relation to refugees globally, vis-a-vis the World Bank's window for hosts and refugees. And we have a global institutional partnership as well as a local partnership with the World Bank that we report to them twice a year and telling about the framework and the context of Uganda, reaffirming that Uganda has a policy that is welcoming and including refugees and therefore remains a top candidate and eligible for what's called the window for host communities.
The meeting was also attended by the State Minister in charge of disaster preparedness and refugees, Dr. Lilian Aber, and the Commissioner for Refugees, Patrick Okero.
When we get these donations, it's important to bring government on board and also allow us determine where those monies are supposed to go, because we've always had challenges of restrictions on money coming and say we are taking this money to this and in this area, particular area, but maybe the department feels there is a gap in a certain camp or in a certain area. But if the money comes in with that kind of tagging, conditions, it makes it very difficult for us to supervise. So mine is just to say, yes, we have a very good working relationship and we hope to put our heads together going forward to ensure that the situation can improve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nga tuvuddeyo, gavumenti efulumizza obuwumbi 56 okuddukanya ku bigenda okuddukanya ebitongole eby'oku byalo nga wanene okugenda atandika ng'ennaku z'omwezi 13 mpaka 14 omwezi ogw'omusanvu. Katugende tubirabe mu bujjuvu.
The government has released 56 billion shillings to facilitate the organization of elections for village administrative units across the country. According to the Electoral Commission, verification of residents, compilation of village registers and updating of women's village registers will take place from 6th to 10th July 2026. During this period, eligible residents will register to participate in the elections.
The total number of villages in Uganda as we talk today is 71,214.
The display of village registers will be conducted from 13th to 14th July 2026 between 7 and 6 p.m. at designated venues. The exercise will enable residents to verify their details and correct any errors before the final registers are approved.
We also encourage residents to identify the dead. Is there any person who could have passed on who is on the register of residents? The underage. Is a person whom you know is a child of so and so, but is not 18 years of age.
Nomination of candidates for LC1 chairperson and the 5 members of the Village Women Committee will take place from 15th to 19th July 2026. Candidates must be residents of the village and at least 18 years of age. No academic qualifications are required.
You must be registered in the village register as a resident. So the primary criteria here is residence.
Campaigns for the Village Women Committee will run from 20th to 22nd August 2026, with polling scheduled for 23rd July 2026. Voting will be conducted by lining up behind candidates.
The registration exercise shall be free of charge and will be conducted from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. on each of those days. Please let nobody charge any resident for coming to register.
Campaigns for LC1 chairperson will run from 20th to 27th July 2026, while polling will take place on 28th July 2026.
Voters have been advised to report very early in the morning during the polling of those specific slots where the elections are going to be conducted. The reason is to ensure that from 7 to 10 a.m. verification is able to be made to ensure that the right people actually vote for the leaders they want to represent them at that specific administrative unit.
They will verify whether Yawakama is eligible to vote in these elections on the village register. Yawakama mu register y'ekyalo waali naye ajja kusimba layini oba agenda kubeera mu layini ng'omulonzi oba nedda.
For LC2 and Women Council, the display of parish and ward registers will take place from 30th to 31st July 2026. Candidate nominations are scheduled for 3rd August 2026, followed by campaigns from 4th to 9th August 2026. Polling for women councils at parish level will take place on 7th August 2026, while elections for LC2 chairpersons are scheduled for 10th August 2026. The National Conference for National Women Council elections will be held from 23rd to 24th September 2026.
Abasirikale b'ekitongole ekiramuzi basabye okwetanira ssayansi w'okunoonyereza ku misango, okutumbula enkola ey'okuntuusa obwenkanya eri abantu abalina emisango egiba gireeteddwa mu makooti. Katulabe ebisingako awo.
I expect that at the end of this training you will have a functional understanding of forensic science. You may not be forensic scientists, but you will have a very good understanding of it. But you must understand what fingerprint identification, DNA analysis, computer forensics and toxicology reports cannot tell you. You will also have the opportunity through an organized exhibition to observe forensic tools in actual use.
The short time I have been at the bench, I have realized that it is no longer about who saw. What time was it? It is now about using forensic and data analysis. There is a criminal matter I am trying currently. I've been on it for about 7 months now. I think I'm on witness number 21. But when you look at that case, it is purely circumstantial.
This forensic science we're talking about is both an investigative tool and an intelligence tool, so it works both ways. But we are also cautious that we will not bring intelligence to court, we will not bring evidence to court. So we are educating our police officers to avoid conflating the two issues. Because sometimes we go ahead of ourselves and instead of presenting evidence to court, we want to present intelligence.
Ate amawanga agali mu mukaga gwa Central Corridor ganywezezza enkolagana y'entambula y'ebyenfuna n'entambula amawanga agali mu corridor mu Central Corridor ganywezezza enkolagana ku ntambula ey'ebya business n'entambula y'ebizimbe. Katulabe mu bujjuvu.
The Central Corridor member states have endorsed the construction of the corridor's permanent home in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's commercial capital. This was during the Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency's 15th ordinary meeting of the Interstate Council of Ministers. The financing agreement for the state-of-the-art headquarters was signed by the Managing Director of Azania Bank, whereas the Director General of the National Housing Corporation signed on behalf of the project developer.
As a Tanzanian bank with a strong commitment to support national and regional development, we are proud to contribute to the initiatives that enhance connectivity, trade facilitation, and economic prosperity.
For over 6 decades, our National Housing Corporation has played a key role in delivering residential, commercial, and institutional developments across the country, supporting national development through quality buildings.
According to the CCTTFA Secretariat, the construction of Ushoroba House is expected to take approximately 28 months from the groundbreaking date.
So this means we expected to get this building fully constructed in October 2028, if everything goes well. It's very important that after the completion of the project, all meetings of Central Corridor organs will be held within our premises. So it reflects our ambition as a nation, as an organization. It reflects how big we are and how big we intend to be in the future.
Another key highlight of the meeting was the handover of the Interstate Council of Ministers chairmanship from the Republic of Malawi to the Republic of Rwanda for a 1-year term.
Take heart. Count on us as your brothers and sisters. We will give you every support that you require. That I've also been given during my tenure of office. I'm told this is the symbol of power, which I'll be handed over to my colleague. I now do the last symbolic hammer.
Let us continue to work together in the spirit of partnership, mutual trust, shared responsibility as we pursue our vision of an efficient, integrated, and competitive Central Corridor. I thank you all.
The Dar es Salaam meeting sets the agenda for the 2026-2027 financial year. Dennis Igoa.
Olunaku lw'eggulo Arias yatwaliddwa mu kkooti e Makindye ng'asuubira okweyimirirwa naye ensala y'okweyimirirwawo okwe kwayongezeddwayo nga kkooti ejuliza ensonga ez'amateeka enzibu ennyo ddala. Katugende tubirabe mu bujjuvu.
The situation was tense at Makindye Court as family, friends, opposition political parties leaders waited for Lukwago's production in court for the mention of his case and ruling on his bail application. By 10 a.m., Elias Lukwago was delivered at court as prisons officers kept eye on him. Police and prisons oversaw the security as court proceeded, presided over by Magistrate Basimera Sara. Lukwago's defense cited all concerns requested for court to grant bail to the accused and, in the alternative, order his immediate transfer.
Ngatuvuddeyo mawega Elias Lukwago ate kkooti enkulu egenda kusala ku nkaayana okugoba ab'ekibiina kya Rotary Club mu Kampala. Omuwabuzi w'amateeka ayogeddeko ne munnamawulire munnaffe ku bisingako awo. Katubirabe.
Rotary Club of Sese Island. The dispute in this court is that the Rotary Club leadership ignored all the rights as provided for under our constitution and went on to hear and illegally determine the termination of our members from a club without following the due process. So in that regard, we filed an application here challenging the decision of the leadership of the Rotary Club, which has been fixed for today. We also filed an application for an injunction restoring the status quo of our members or our clients who are the applicants to the club pending the determination of the human rights application and the violation of their rights to be heard. Today we had in court, some more respondents appeared and court gave us directions on filing submissions in regards to our injunction. The injunction is that, the purpose of this injunction is that we reinstate the members or the applicants or our clients to the membership of the club pending the determination of the application where they challenge the violation of their human rights.
Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate President Museveni yeeyamye ebidyeri ebirala okutumbula entambula y'oku nnyanja ya Victoria ne Kalangala nga wano we yabadde ku kampeyini eya omubaka Aida Nabayiga. Katulabe ebisingako ku ebyo.
Kalangala district received the national chairman of the NRM as he campaigned for Aida Nabayiga in the by-election for woman member of parliament. The venue was at Chibanga Primary School playground in Kalangala Town Council. Kalangala residents raised 6 key challenges that they want the president to address: increasing the number of ferries to the district, a district hospital, tarmacking inland roads, construction of health center 3s and 4s in all 7 sub-counties of Kalangala, and relax restriction on fishing activities.
Me on board, maybe I will bridge the gap between the government and the fishing community. So my promise, the biggest challenge now is the absence of the regulations. The absence of the regulations has created a number of issues which should have been answered by the regulations. That's why today you talk about Mukene issues, Nairo Patch issues, and so on.
He promised in his whole last visit when he came to Kalangala that he will elevate the health center for Kalangala to hospital.
President Museveni pledged to introduce 2 additional ferry services complementing the existing 2.
Emirundi 8 gimala oba tukole tutya twongeremu kati ebyo bidyeri 2 na Kiwogo ne Bukakata naye kati gye tugenda kwongeremu ebidyeri ebirala 2 nabyo. Waliwo ekidyeri ekigenda kuva Entebbe kugenda Mwena. Kitandikira Kasenyi nekigenda Jana nekigenda Bubeke nekigenda Rwanabatya nikigenda Erulindi waliwo ekifo bakita Lulindi. Nolwekyo ekigenda kubeera ekidyeri kyokusatu. Kati ekyokuna kigenda kuva Entebbe kigende ekyamuswa.
On roads within inlands, Museveni says it will be done since the bigger part from Masaka to Bukakata to the docking point has been tarmacked.
Kati bw'okola ku nguudo z'olukalu n'okola ku kidyeri ekisigadde z'engoto zo n'ez'omu bizinga nga nno Kasolo lwabadde ayogerako olwo tugenda kulukola kubanga si lunene nnyo. Si luwanvu. N'olwekyo ebitundu 3 eby'entambula byonna tubikutteko. Ebidyeri, enguudo ez'okulukalu, ebidyeri n'enguudo ez'omu bizinga nga luno.
Museveni also pledged to elevate Kalangala Health Center 4 to a district hospital.
Kati amalwaliro go twatandika dda ku magombolo 7 ge mulina wano gonna galina eddwaliro oba lya Health Center 4 oba lya Health Center 3 gonna galina. Kati kyemubanja eddwaliro lya district yonna eddwaliro tugenda kuzimba kubanga.
The president was canvassing votes from the people of Kalangala district for the NRM candidate. Ida Nabaiga was accompanied by key government officials and senior NRM leaders. The Kalangala district by-election follows the death of the former woman MP Nachimuli Helen, and the election for a new one is slated for Wednesday 24th. That includes 2 candidates, Ida Nabaiga of NRM and Irene Nampala of the National Unity Platform.
Amawulire gaffe gatuuse ku nkomerero yago nga tuli mu kanyomero akasemberayo ddala nga kanenuka ak'emmere y'omwoyo. Leero emmere y'omwoyo egenda kuva mu Thessaloniya ekisooka olunyiriri lwa 5:17 mpaka ku 18 nga 17 egamba tusabe nga obutakoowa obanga obutayosa. Oyinza okuba nga olina embeera gy'oyitamu, oyinza okuba olina kye wasaba Mukama akikukolere mu bbanga ggwe lyoba osuubiriramu. Oyinza okusaba Mukama nga olina ky'oyagala nti oyagala kijje mu mwezi nga gumu naye nga mpaka kati tekinnaba kutuukanga. Bayibuli egamba tusabenga obutakoowa oba obutayosa kubanga essaawa yonna Mukama addamu essaala zaffe. Ate 18 negamba nti buli ekitubeerako kyonna tumwebazenga kubanga ye yavunaanyizibwa ku ekyo ekiba kitubaddeko. Oyinza okuba nga olina kye wasaba ate ne watuukawo scenario endala, Mukama aba akirinamu omukono era tumwebazenga buli mbeera yonna gye tuyitamu, tumwebazenga ku ebyo byonna bye tutuukako mu bulamu. Oyinza okuba osisinkanya abantu banjawulo, abamu bakulaze essomo, abamu bakuwadde ebyokulabirako bingi nnyo ddala. Ezo zonna zibeera nteekateeka za Katonda. Oyinza okuba wateekayo application ya visa naye nga paka kati tetuukanga. Ezo zonna nteekateeka za Katonda. N'olwekyo tumwebazenga olw'ebyo byonna ebitutuukako mu bulamu bwaffe kubanga tebitutuukako just nti lwakuba just bituusewo butuusi, naye ebitutuukako olw'entegeka ya Katonda nti abaako eby'amaanyi by'aba atutegekedde ate nga yalina enteekateeka ennungi ddala eri obulamu bwaffe. Naye nga sinaba kubasiibula munzikirize neebaze abami abali mabega w'ekifaananyi kino nga abadde mabega wa kamera ye Emmanuel Omubwati, ate nga ababadde eri mu production waliyo abami abalungi ddala abasatu nga producer wange Omubwati Obori Emmanuel, nkwebaza nnyo yadde ebiseera ebimu mpisaamu eggaali naye nga nkwagala nnyo, nkwagalira ddala. Ate nga babadde wamu ne Francis Omubwati nga babaddeyo ne Gibson. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala omulimu ogwe mutuusaako engalo okubanga tusobola okubanga tuweereza eggwanga. Ekitiibwa tukiddiza Mukama. Munzikirize mbasiibulire wano agoocha kwemo gakomye wano, tusisinkane olunaku olw'enkya ku ssaawa emu. Nsigadde nze Vicky Blessing Atoleire, mbaagala nnyo, mweraba.